Hello, my name is Paul and welcome back to another one of my Asana training videos. In this video, I'm going to be sharing how I've created a master timeline in Asana for sort of planning into the future and seeing very visually what I have coming up over the next coming weeks and months. If you have any questions about anything in this video or Asana in general, please leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and have a look in the description of this video if you want to learn about my consulting options to get help with Asana setup and training for your team. So let's get into this video. So here we are, we're looking at my timeline in Asana. Quick backstory to this video. I actually recorded a video a couple of years ago now about how I've created summary projects in Asana and how I use a Kanban board to basically plan my time. And this is sort of a continuation of that, if you like. It's sort of an update on how I'm using Asana right now. In that video, I explain my idea of a summary project, which is basically like what we're looking at here. And if I actually go to the board view, this is how I used to sort of plan things. What you're looking at here are tasks that really don't live in this project. They've come from other projects. So if I look at this task, this is in the business project, and it's also here in my timeline. Same thing here with update HTTP It's in this sales project, and it's in the timeline. So really these other projects, that's really where the task lives. I'm indexing them into this project so that I can collect all of the big tasks and milestones together in one place. That's sort of what I call a summary project. It's just my own kind of vernacular. And so I used to plan like this. I'd had this Kanban board. I can kind of see what I've got planning, in progress, and waiting. Now I actually live more on this timeline view. It's just a more useful way for me to be able to see things right now. And so how I actually add things here is if I have a task, let's just find one here, custom sidebar. So here's a task. What I want to do is add it to my timeline. I can simply add it to another project, and I can add it to my timeline. And so here we are, it'll now show up here. And when I put a date on this, actually if I go to my unscheduled, I can then drag this onto my timeline and plan, when I'm going to work on this particular task. I'm actually going to undo that now. Okay, so that's how we get tasks in here. So what is this project for? For me personally, this is showing the big tasks and even the milestones you can see down here that I am working on. And so let's look at a couple of examples. Here's a task which is to illustrate updating one of my products. This is taking a couple of weeks, 3 weeks here. And actually the interesting thing about this one, it contains a bunch of subtasks that I have also added to my timeline. So that's one of the slight limitations of the timeline feature in Asana right now, is it won't show subtasks. This is a task, and these subtasks will not show unless, if I click on this subtask, if I go into it here, I can actually add this subtask to a project. In this case, I've added it to my timeline. So that's actually what you're looking at here. These 5 tasks are the subtasks from this bigger task. We're also looking at some other random tasks here, so I'm making some updates to my website. These 2 blue ones here, these have just come from the business project. We've got down here some milestones from other projects. So there's really just a real mix of tasks and subtasks in here. This is not every single task in my account or even that's assigned to me. It's really just sort of the bigger picture stuff that I'm working on over the coming weeks that I want to see, so that I can create a bit of a view of just the important stuff that I have coming up over the coming weeks. So if I zoom in a little bit here, I can see kind of my focus for this week is I'm recording some videos today, some interviews tomorrow, and then I have some product video updates later this week. Next week I can see again some updates and things to the website, and then like a milestone over here. So it's a really nice visual way, and you can even see these links, by the way, these arrows. These arrows represent the dependencies between tasks. So if you click on this, you'll see it's actually dependent on this one being complete. It's already complete, actually, so that's why we don't see it in the task. And so that's how I'm using this. So how would you apply this within your business or within your Asana account? So if you are a head of a department or a project manager or even the owner of your business, you could use this. You could have a timeline project where you add multiple tasks from other projects into it to create a big sort of bird's eye picture of what's going on. So maybe you have projects for managing client work. You wouldn't add every single task into your timeline, but maybe there's important milestones or important tasks within all of those client projects that you could add onto a timeline. And so really, like I said, it's just to give you a nice big zoomed out big picture of what you have coming up over the coming weeks and coming months. So I hope this is useful. I hope if, at the very least, that I've kind of inspired some ideas just to get you thinking here about how you can create some multiple views in Asana. I think that's one of the nice things about this tool is it's so versatile. You can really get quite granular with your tasks, but doing things like this with a summary project, you can zoom out a little bit and kind of really see the big picture of what you have going on. So I hope this has given you some ideas. If you aren't quite sure of how you would apply this, or if you have any questions, like I said, please leave me a comment below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.